Hello everyone, Annie here. New month, old filter. I'm sure many of you are going to be annoyed with that, and I'm sorry. I just don't have time to pick a different filter. So thank you for being patient with the last update. I didn't really want to update it like that, but I really wasn't feeling well over the last few weeks, and I figured if I didn't update, then I would get too far behind. So I have email, I have mail, I have, we had a couple phone calls. Travis called last week, and it was a short phone call. He was going to hang up and add more time, and somehow that phone time just didn't get applied to his phone time. So there are a few emails in here specifically addressing that information, or that problem, I guess. So I'm going to skip over those because it's nothing interesting really. So this update is going to be a little shorter, I think, but yeah, let's get started. August 28th. I may have lost my phone privileges. That $10 didn't go anywhere, but I have the receipt number. The free phone call worked. It's hard to say that changing dorms is the problem. I don't know why I would lose my phone privilege. I asked another inmate how to put money on the phone, and he told me the site. I'm unable to get answers on my inquiries that I submitted. So now I'm really limited to 5 minutes per week. The hot weather is over. This dorm has kept the same people for almost a week now. No fights and one serious argument. The really bad inmates give me something to talk about. There are murderers in here also, but they are more tolerable. I'm feeling some anxiety dealing with the wait. I'm fighting for an early release date, but I think I need help from the outside. Other inmates tell me that it's not a long sentence, but many of them are meth addicts and smoke dope in jail. The training I'm getting in jail is learning how to cope with dope smoke. They can smoke at any time. August 30th. I'm feeling some anxiety and stress. My 5-minute call is ready. I will call you Monday or Tuesday with it. I'm just suffering mental issues from all the sitting around and dealing with smoke. At least the dorm residents seem more patient with all my coughing and blowing nose issues still. They see me blow my nose into the sink as the water is running. In the morning, I have a lot of mucus because of the previous night's smoke problems. The night shift guards tend to be more lazy about looking for wicks. They can smell the smoke, but they don't look hard enough. These wicks can often be hiding in plain sight, such as next to this kiosk or at the toilets. The smokers are taking more risks, even after being more disciplined for using sheets to hide behind. The cameras and windows are what guards use to watch, besides coming into the dorm for a walk around. I remember back in 2022 when I was put into the main population with 50 other black guys. The guards never walked through that dorm, but there was no smoking being done either. This jail is capable of keeping smoke out of the dorms. There is just terrible corruption here. I'm not sure if my release date will be changed. I'm not getting a response. If the records clerk needs proof that I was proof that I was in Kansas jail, or my judge, I don't know what that means, I can give it to her. The sooner this is decided, the sooner I can start my argument for 2 credits of 30 days each for trial 1 and trial 2. It was probably good that Judge Barber sentenced me to 30 days. If I had fought the charge at trial, he might have given me more, which could have been more credit for time served, assuming concurrent sentences can count as double time. I'm starting to exercise in the shower with my side lunges and push-ups. It feels good. It's almost like exercising in the rain. I totally recommend this. The gyms could have an exercise shower area, not just a pool. New inmates in the dorm over the weekend. One guy is showing trouble. He's a black guy who cut me in line for lunch. He's asserting a psycho behavior, but I'm not saying anything. My commissary is at $250. The dietitian said meals will change in September. If the meals get larger, maybe I won't need to spend so much money. The warden is coming today, apparently. Thank you for all you are doing. I understand many of you get tired of this. This long sentence is very tiresome. August 31st. I get jealous when other inmates get extra milk. I usually get ignored when I ask, but today one of the guards who insists that I not show them my ID actually gave me a milk. They then reminded me not to give me their ID again, and I finally understand why they have been telling me not to show my ID. Usually at every mealtime, we have to tell our name to get a meal. Everyone usually shouts their last name through the door hole, but I show my ID instead, preferring not to shout my name. All the other guards will read my name and move forward with giving me a meal. One of those guards will even say that she likes that I show her my ID, but she's completely opposite of the rebel guard. The rebel guard let me know that I don't have to show my ID to them. They already remember me, and I need to stop showing my ID. I have been here over 6 months now. I'm sure some guards know who I am. This rebel guard might understand my criminal conviction in a way most other reasonable people understand. And I think I can appreciate that. I can't say anything to this guard about my case, but we have a collective understanding of the role that cops have in demanding ID. I should not be in jail for this crime. It's not even a crime. Not giving ID while being detained is unconstitutional. Even the Natchitoches ordinance, or Natchitoches, ordinance section 10.63 is slow to conform to Louisiana revised statute 14108. At some point between 2003 to today, the state legislatures added that detained people must tell their name. The Natchitoches ordinance says that you have to be arrested first, then you owe ID to the cops. I was supposed to know that detained persons must tell their names. How many states lower the requirement for being detained as the standard? The cops, at that point, with the detainment requirement, simply roll over your rights and can use any reason to detain you. It can be as simple as a foot tapping. It's total culture enforcement. Detainment, criminal charges are culture enforcement. I'm sure Judge Barber and Owsley would have a great explanation for why the city ordinance doesn't matter. Owsley said that he thinks the state statute is constitutional, and then he likely would also say that his ordinances are constitutional as well, but they are a little different over the detainment crime. Because the ordinance is still relevant, I could have argued justification, but Judge Owsley was not going to discuss it if I didn't bring up that issue. He and Barber are too dirty to bring up those fairness issues. September 1st. There have been no wicks the past couple days because a new guy off the street smuggled in a lighter. A couple of inmates were chasing each other in the dorm, and the guards flashed the lights as a warning. But every time the lighter was used, the guards did nothing. They can see people running easier than a small lighter. This is sad. We have not seen outside since Wednesday. 5 days in lockdown. Full capacity. I think I can send 4 messages before I get denied. Your questions are interesting. I have to remember them, or probably should write them down on paper, because I can't see your response as I write this. Plus, I only get 30 minutes to write, and I can't see how much time is left. I came across the Shreveport, Louisiana ordinance on resisting arrest, and they don't require detainment either. Because detainment was added to the state law, I have had to go through hell with the state. It was added in the 2000s at some point. I wonder if any city ordinances changed and added detainment. When individual cities such as Shreveport and Natchitoches stray away from enforcing their own home rule charter laws, they lose their Napoleonic spirit of their law. Instead, their city courts show a preference for adjudicating state laws rather than their ordinances. These city judges have some power to make a judicial review of their own ordinances upon their own motions, and they refuse to do so. I have questioned this occurrence. No, that's not right. I have witnessed this occur twice under 2 separate judges, Judge Barber and Judge Owsley. Both of their city ordinances fail to mention a detainment as a prerequisite for a failure to ID criminal charge. Instead, the defendant must be under arrest first. Natchitoches Ordinance Section 10.63, resisting an officer, Shreveport Ordinance Section 50.158, resisting an officer. Both ordinances claim to be promulgated from Louisiana revised statutes. Either of these councils, statutes 14.108, resisting an officer, either of these councils refuse to tighten their ordinances in conjunction with state law, or these cities want to be run by the state instead of their own under home rule charters. Man, that was tough. So then yesterday, I believe it was, yesterday or the day before, I received this letter from Travis in the mail, and it was actually, it's on the back of his, it's an order considering the uniform application or post-conviction relief that he filed on August 13th, and it was denied, and it was signed by Judge Barber. So there's that. On the back, it reads, I sent a post-conviction relief motion to the district court about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, at the end of July. Then I received this order from Judge Barber today, August 18th. It was hand-delivered by City Marshal Steve Peasant to the jail. I was escorted out of the dorm to the intake where he was waiting for me to hand me this order. I received a post-conviction relief form in early July from a friend. I filled it out and then waited for a jail notary to witness me signing the document. The inmate handbook says that the free notary comes every Tuesday, but this is not true. C.O. Turner and Glover say that the notary has come on a Thursday and also whenever they want to. I waited about a week and a half without getting my post-conviction relief form signed with a notary. I sent it. It's not easy to mail things out of the dorm. When I did finally come into contact with a mail CO, it took a few days. I handed her my mail, and she told me that she was only delivering mail and not accepting it. Then she said she will accept my mail, but will not send it out until the next day. She asked me if I was okay if she delayed sending my mail out. I didn't see any other choice. I wasn't sure what to expect would have happened from filling the post-conviction relief form. I got an impression that maybe there would have been a hearing on the matter, but the city court didn't see a hearing as necessary. I don't think I have any other way to reduce my sentence at this point. I was able to get my sentence reduced by a few days, but that was because I served days in jail back in 2022. But they only gave me part of the days back. I'm trying to figure out why that is. September 3rd, Travis acknowledged that I received his stuff in the mail, and he said he thought it would be interesting for some people maybe. A mutual friend of ours has been updating him about the Long Island audit controversy, and mentions that it's good to have a clean record, and that this Natchitoches case, he was accused of pornography in the library, and then he says that he's been living without porn in jail, and he probably spent too much time looking at porn on the outside. But he says now the inmates get fixated on some of the female guards and women on TV. Dopeheads smoke more Bible pages than they read. They complain about my bad smells than their own smoke. They drain more TV remote batteries for sparks than changing channels. They taunt the guards more than ask why that they are there. They put more effort into joking on each other rather than challenging to adversarial legal process. They are more likely to plan on returning back to jail or being shipped to another jail than re-entry back into society. They are more likely to play card games than learn the law. They prefer to be high instead of sober. They have more stories about breaking the law than obeying it. They have closer relationships with their dealers and other users than sober people. They use more toilet paper for wicks than its intended use. They are more likely to catch extra charges than earn good time in jail. More likely to overdose or fight. They use pencils more for starting fires in the microwave than for writing. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and I guess that's it. If you do have any questions that you would like for me to ask Travis, definitely shoot me an email. Please share this. I'm trying to think of anything else that I can add. Instructions to add money to his commissary will be noted in the description of this video. And I guess thanks for coming to the channel and watching, and thanks for hanging in there with us. That's it. Bye.